Welcome everybody. How's going on? আজকে আমরা ইংরেজি শিখবো from Pinaki Bhattacharya. He gave one of the interview to France 24. Bangladesh Revolution. Exiled blogger Pinaki Bhattacharya on fall of fascist regime. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna try to find error from his interview. Because that's what the reviewer trying to do. People like me always trying to find error. We'll try to watch. Let's watch together.
Now it's time for today's perspective. And it was just last week that the UN said that Bangladesh's Anwar League government that fell last August and saw its Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina toppled and flee to India was responsible for systematic attacks and the killings of protesters as it tried to hang on to power. The UN even warned that the abuses could amount to crimes against humanity, with up to 1,400 people killed. Well, since it fell, Bangladesh is now being run by interim leader Mohammed Yunus, who welcomed the report, saying he wants to transform Bangladesh into a country in which all its people can live in security and dignity. Well, one man who's followed the situation from afar is an exiled Bangladeshi blogger and activist who's based here in France. My guest today is Pinaki Bhattacharya. His YouTube channel has over 3 million followers and he himself widely credited being part of Bangladesh's revolution. He's also author of a new book, Fulk Omari. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But first of all, thanks very much for coming and talking to us on the programme. Just remind us.
Pinaki is very happy. He's looking handsome. I think আমি ওনাকে যখন ভিডিও দেখি he don't look good. I'm being honest. But আজকেতে তার দেখতে খুব সুন্দর লাগতেছে. That's cool, man. That's cool.
First of all, thanks very much for coming and talking to us on the programme. Just remind us, first of all, why the student protest broke out. What drove them, if you like, last year?
Well, there had been a fascist regime for last 16 years, and there was no election, and all the institutions were systematically broken. And there was a serious to remain in power. She resorted to violence and serious human rights violation, and there had been more than several thousands of people who were killed extrajudicially, and there had been secret prisons. And initially, we thought that there was one, and eventually, it was discovered that there are several hundreds, 700 to 800, a very pessimistic estimate. So there had been...
Pessimistic. Do you know what is the meaning of it? There's the two words. One is optimistic and another is pessimistic. Pessimistic means হতাশাবাদী kind of, I think. Optimistic means আশাবাদী. You know, একটা famous quote আছে from Albert Einstein. I would like to be optimistic and full rather than pessimistic and right. So, yeah.
A struggle for freedom and struggle for democracy.
So their report that I mentioned from the UN talked about potential crimes against humanity even. Yes. I suppose it didn't surprise you at all.
Yeah, true, because I'm also a human rights activist, and I used to document...
true, don't say like that. Say, yeah, that's true. Kind of. Just true বলিও না. Then it sounds like to me kind of new.
Cases of enforced disappearance, and I used to work with several human rights organizations. So we know that there had been serious violations of human rights, and the situation that we see in the report, UN report, it's a part, and deep inside there are...
He looks fucking good, man. Look at his muscle. Bhai, তুমি ওই লোকটাকে দেখো আর পিনাকিকে দেখো. He has so much muscle. I don't know why I'm saying it.
There are many which are yet to be explored,
The country is now being run by Mohammed Yunus on a temporary basis. I mean, does that mean all is well?
Well, there are challenges. Of course, there are challenges, and what I said that during last 16 years, all the state institutes were systematically destroyed. Be it judiciary, election commission, administration, police, even army. So there are challenges. Everywhere they put their people. And their people means they had their party as well, but they tried to incorporate their people within the administration, within the police, within the army. So, it's a very serious kind of collusion. And
collusion. Don't say it, say combination. Collusion. I don't like your word. What is this English? So what he's saying is that তোমরা যারা ইংরেজি বুঝো, what he's saying যে আওয়ামী লীগের মানুষকে না পুলিশে আর্মিতে রাখছে. Yeah, that's kind of true, I guess.
The state was not
No, I'm not going to say anything about it. I am a political guy. I'm not like him. He lives in France. He can escape. আমি যদি কিছু বলি বর্তমান সময়ে, just forget about আওয়ামী লীগ. If I say anything about anyone, I'll be fucked up, man. I'm not going to say anything. After নাকি আবার দেশে আসবে বলতেছে. Oh my god, I'll be fucked up.
functioning actually.
So what's needed now? Elections, presumably.
Pardon?
What is needed now? Elections, presumably.
Well,
In a slightly longer term.
The first thing, it was a fascism. Textbook example of fascism. So, what is needed first? And you had that idea, Europe, you fought against fascism, and the first thing you did is
Oh my god!
you had that idea, Europe, you fought against fascism, and
God! He's fucking honest.
restructuring, that restructuring the state and try to build the state machineries and state institution, then go for a new election. So what I believe that, that the constitution that was in place failed to protect the nation from...
No, it is not the constitution. I don't agree with you. It is not the constitution. It was the people. For example, একটা মানুষ খারাপ, that doesn't mean যে কোরআন খারাপ. সেই মানুষের ভিতর খারাপ. So if you just say because of constitution, I don't believe you. I don't trust you. What is this logic?
From this fascist ruler. So that constitution has to be changed first. And, we say that the revolutionaries say that it's a second republic. So we have to create that second republic before going to election.
Let's talk about you as well. I mean,
Okay.
your YouTube channel. Tell us about it and what you do and how you do it.
He is a right-wing guy. Yes. He used to be a left-wing guy. Currently, he's a right-wing guy. Do you like him? He is living in France. Get him out from France. Because France is a kind of progressive country. He's right-wing. Why are you leaving him there right now?
I was a writer, and I used to write in blogs, and then
Yeah.
I shifted my focus to Facebook. But, since 2000...
Wow, what an intro দেখাচ্ছে. Just look. Sarer intro দেখাচ্ছে. Good.
I was active in Facebook, and I started gradually writing on several social issues, human rights issues. But, Facebook has got some limitations, and they have very strict content restriction, and it's extremely difficult to continue an activism that we do on this platform.
Wow, what a video দেখাচ্ছে. Good, man, good.
I used to face frequent bans and removal of my contents.
That's true.
And we had been fighting a fascist regime, and the images that I share, that I want to share, sometimes
share.
they say that it violates the community guidelines, and it has been removed.
Yeah.
So what I discovered that probably this is not the right place to continue this activism. So then I shifted to YouTube, and it became the primary platform for communication for my message and my activism.
And I mentioned it, 3 million viewers. I mean,
More
it's
than
huge,
3 million,
isn't it?
yes.
Well, what about your critics? I mean, there are critics, aren't there, who say it's very populist, it's a bit over the top.
Well,
I think it is kind of true. What he says is kind of over the top. Kind of. Because দেখো যারা নিউজ চ্যানেল পড়ে, যেমন যারা ইউটিউবার আছে, তাদের কিছু সেন্সেশন ইউজ করতে হয়. Just like me. If I say just living there and just say the news, you guys may not be watch it. If I say some sensation, yo, you are racist. You do fascism. You are a কি ইংরেজি আসে, তুমি ঘুষখোর, এরকম কিছু বললে তো ভিউজ আসবে. Obviously, he is over the top. Good, like me, you guys might be thinking I am a dumb guy. I'm an engineer. Why I'm doing it? Because I want to have fun. And I love to doing it. Same জিনিস উনি যা বলছে সেটা হচ্ছে যে উনিও ডিফারেন্ট পার্সন, উনি বাস্তব জীবনে এরকম না.
the created personality.
Yeah.
So, since I'm a writer, I am a storyteller. I tell stories in my YouTube channel. The stories that should evoke
He said stories. Okay. He don't say facts, right? He said
some
facts.
emotion, and I provide some purpose. So that's the
Yeah,
three
yeah.
magic
Yeah.
recipe.
He also used some kind of slang word like bangu, I think. আমি তার কয়েকটা ভিডিও দেখছিলাম, সে কাইন্ড অফ ওয়ার্ড ইউজ করে বাঙ্গু, বামপন্থী কাইন্ড অফ ওয়ার্ড।
Of my episodes. The first thing is that the personality that I created, it resonates with the common people's
Yeah,
aspiration.
that's true.
I use a very strong provincial accent.
দ্যাটস ট্রু। দেখো উনি যে যেন স্ট্রং ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ ইউজ করে সেটা আমি বাংলাদেশে বসেই বলতে পারবো না। আমি যদি কোনো জিনিস বলি আই বি ফাকড আপ, বাট উনি এত স্ট্রং ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ ইউজ করতে পারে বিকজ হি ইজ লিভিং ইন ফ্রান্স, বিকজ দেয়ার হ্যাভ সাম ফ্রিডম অফ স্পিচ, অ্যান্ড ওইসব দেশের রুলস অ্যান্ড ল অ্যাকচুয়ালি কাজ করে, নট জাস্ট অন পেপার, নট জাস্ট অন কনস্টিটিউশন, বাট ইন দ্য রিয়েল লাইফ।
Which people can connect very easily.
Yeah.
And I do have a target audience.
Yes,
I
your target audience are illiterate people, যাদেরকে এরকম ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ ইউজ করতে হয়।
I do activism for the poor people, and I align myself with the people who don't have.
You can use some good word. Why use some kind of slang word? এমন ভাষা ইউজ করে ভাই, ওনার ভিডিও দেখিও না।
So that's how it becomes so popular, because every time, always it's have-nots have the absolute majority.
Yeah. Let's talk about your book as well, Fulka Mari. It's the tale of a refugee and a rat in pandemic Paris, and it tells the story of that refugee from Bangladesh who finds himself alone in his apartment with this tiny rat, and he tells it, doesn't it? Tales of his past, of revolution, famine, war, as well as culture.
Yeah.
Yes. So, that story started from the very first day of lockdown, COVID lockdown. And I was alone in my apartment. And, for everybody, COVID was a special time. But for me, I had another layer of confinement and isolation, because I'm a refugee and I'm already uprooted from my homeland, and I'm trying to integrate myself to a new society which I barely know. And that's the period where another layer of restriction was imposed due to COVID. So that led me to a self-reflection. And self-reflection...
What he is saying, man? ওনার কথা তো আমার ইউটিউব চ্যানেল কন্টেন্টের মতো লাগে। ইট ডাজন্ট মেক সেন্স। উনি যেটা বললো সেটা হচ্ছে যে হোয়াট হি ইজ ডুইং, মানে উনি বিদেশে চলে গেছে, ফ্রান্সে আছে, এবং এটা যেন ডিফারেন্ট, এবং তার সাথে মিশতে চায়, এবং মিশতে চায় বলতে উনি তেমনটা জানে না, এবং প্যান্ডামিক আসছে, উনি বই লিখতেছে। হোয়াট ইজ দিস ম্যান? হোয়াট ইজ দ্য কানেকশন? ভাই তুমি প্যান্ডামিকে ছিলা, বই লিখতেছিলা, তুমি এটা বলতে পারতা যে এটা আমার ন্যাচারাল একটা টেন্ডেন্সি যে আমি বই লেখি। হি ইজ এ ভেরি এডুকেটেড পারসন, এটা লিখতে হয় যে আমি বই লিখি। দিস কুড বি এ গুড আর্গুমেন্ট, বাট হোয়াট হি সেড ইজ যে আমি না ফ্রান্সে আছি, আমি রেফিউজি, অ্যান্ড সেজন্য আমি একটা লেয়ার পাইলাম। আই থিঙ্ক ননসেন্স। হোয়াট ইজ দিস লজিক, ম্যান? ইউ আর ইন্টেলিজেন্ট পারসন, গিভ সাম good logic which I can break.
Took a path of a mythical journey with a rat that was entrapped in my apartment during that period.
Yeah.
So I considered that rat as a superior being, and reminiscence of the Arabian Nights, and she will decide whether I'll survive next morning based on the story that I'll be telling to her. So I started telling her stories, my stories, starting from childhood. So my story is not only my story, it's story of my country, my people. And that's how I tried to...
Whoa, I was wrong. He connected. উনি যে রেফিউজির সাথে কানেক্ট করে ফেলছে। I'm sorry, sir, I'm sorry. Why I doubt it? You're intelligent. I'm sorry.
Tried to uncover some deep sorrows of my nation. I believe that, unless we have a deep sorrow that resonates everyone's aspiration, we don't...
ভাই কষ্টে মানুষকে রেজোনেট করে। That's true. Also খুশিও মানুষকে রেজোনেট করে।
We don't challenge the way we live. So I tried to uncover the deep sorrow through this journey with this rat during this COVID period. So that was the primary objective of my book. And everyone said that, while reading this book, they sense the deep melancholy, that melancholy is universal, that could connect with every people. And I also tried to uncover some issues to open a conversation with the world that what we have, our nation, our culture, our history has to offer to the world to resolve their challenges.
Oh man, just shut the fuck up. আমাদের দেশে কি আছে সেটা পৃথিবী শিখবে। আরে আমাদের দেশের সমস্যা আমরা সলভ করতে পারি না। How the world can learn from us? ভাই, what you are saying যে প্রবলেম আছে, আরে আমাদের পর আমরা নিজেরাই সলভ করতে পারি না। অলমোস্ট কত বছর লাগছে। ওয়ার্ল্ড ক্যান লার্ন করতে পারে। নাও ইউ ক্যান সে যে ওয়ার্ল্ড ক্যান লার্ন দ্যাট হাউ টু ডু এ রেভলিউশন। বাট তখনকার সময় বলা যে আমাদের থেকে পৃথিবী কি শিখতে পারে, ননসেন্স।
Today,
good to talk to you on the programme. Good to hear your creativity as well through the YouTube channel, through the book as well. Pinaki Bhattacharya, thank you very much for coming
You
in
are
and talking
welcome.
to us here on France 24.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, share, subscribe. আমার ভয় লাগতেছে, আমি কি বলছে আমি নিজেও জানি না। I don't know what I said. What I said was pure from my heart. If you like this video, if you like Pinaki Bhattacharya, subscribe. If you don't like Pinaki Bhattacharya, also subscribe. See you guys in the next video. Bye.